She started it!
That's my folder! Everyone stay back! Did he just knock that down?
Mind your business. Don't coach her.
Dad, my presentation.
I've got it.
She's making a scene.
Lower your voice, sir.
I haven't raised it.
Someone should help. Then help yourself to a fine.
Everybody saw her come at me.
No, I didn't.
That's not what happened.
Put that phone down.
Preserve the camera footage. You don't bring a record.
This is private property.
My daughter lives here.
She needs guest parking.
That's my attitude is the issue.
The camera will show the issue. Go ahead, say something.
One wrong move and this becomes formal.
Stand behind me. That's all? Say your full name.
No one needs to record. I saw nothing. Should we call someone?
Don't get involved.
They all saw.
I know.
Take whatever here is on your side.
Not yet. Who's he calling?
It won't matter.
It will.
The parking lot went silent when the HOA president's son stood over the black father's daughter and laughed like rules were made only for people like him. Her backpack lay open on the asphalt, her school papers sliding under parked cars, while adults watched through windshields and said nothing. What kind of mother smiles when her child is the reason another child is crying? What kind of father stays calm when every bone in him wants to run forward? And why did he keep glancing at one missed call from his brother instead of shouting back? By sundown, every person in that lot would learn the difference between power and authority. The first sheet slid under the bumper of a silver SUV before Marcus could reach it. He knelt on the cold asphalt, rain soaking through his pants, and pressed one palm flat against Layla's blue handwriting. The ink feathered. Her backpack lay open beside the yellow line, and a pencil rolled toward the storm drain. "Dad," Layla whispered. She sat with one hand on the ground, her blazer twisted at one shoulder, her face turned from the people staring through windshields. Across from her, Tyler Whitaker bounced keys. "She came at me," Tyler said. "Everybody saw it." "No one saw that," a delivery driver muttered, then stopped when Denise Whitaker turned. Denise stood under a black umbrella outside the clubhouse. Her bracelet clicked against the handle. "Mr. Reed, lower your voice before this becomes a formal violation." Marcus had not raised his voice. "Can you stand?" Layla nodded, but her fingers closed around his sleeve. "See?" Tyler said. "Now he's making it dramatic." Marcus saw the clubhouse camera, the black dome near the mailboxes, and 3 neighbors holding phones. Then he looked back at Layla's shaking hand. "Breathe in through your nose," he said. "Don't coach her," Denise snapped. She refused to respect a resident volunteer. "That is my assigned spot," Layla said. Tyler laughed. "Visitor overflow after 6. Read the bylaws." "It's 4:32, Marcus said. The small sentence bothered Tyler more than a shout. He stepped closer, shoes splashing through a puddle and staining one paper. Marcus moved between Tyler and Layla without touching him. Denise's umbrella dipped. "Do not intimidate my son." The delivery driver lifted his phone. "You better not be filming me," Tyler said. "Back up, Ben," Denise ordered. "This is private property." "I'm on a delivery route. You're on HOA-controlled pavement." Marcus slid the pages into Layla's folder. One sheet stuck to his thumb: community trust and public responsibility. "Ms. Whitaker," he said, "call property security, then ask them to preserve camera footage." Denise smiled thinly. "You don't give instructions here. I'm making a request." "You're escalating. I'm documenting." One neighbor stopped recording. Another reversed out, tires hissing over wet pavement. Layla tried to stand. Her knee buckled, not from any wound anyone could point to, but from the way her body refused the crowd. Marcus caught her elbow. She pulled her torn college badge against her chest. "I have to be there by 5, she said. "The presentation—" "We'll get you there." Tyler scoffed. "After she files her little report?" Marcus faced him. "What is your full name?" Denise stepped forward. "You know who he is." "I want him to say it." Tyler's smile faltered. Tyler Whitaker, volunteer safety coordinator, son of the woman who can have your lease reviewed by morning. Rain ticked against the umbrella. Marcus's phone vibrated in his jacket. Andre Reed. Missed call. Denise saw the glance and mistook it for worry. Take whatever help you can get, Mr. Reed. Marcus put the phone back without answering. He picked up the last page before it slipped beneath the SUV tire, smoothed it against his palm, and looked toward the clubhouse camera still blinking red. At 6:45 that morning, rain was only a silver mist on the kitchen window. Marcus stood at the stove with a dish towel over one shoulder. The little music box sat open beside the sugar jar. Every few seconds it caught on the same thin note. Layla came in with her hair pinned back and her folder against her chest. It still does that? Only when it wants attention. It was Mom's. It always wanted attention. Marcus set a pancake down and turned the mug handle toward her. Eat first. Save the board for after breakfast. She sat, but her eyes went to 3 envelopes near the fruit bowl. Willowbend Estates HOA was printed across each one. The top letter had a red sticker. Final notice. Dad. I saw them. They put another one on the door. 2. One on the door. One under the mat. Layla touched the sticker. This is about the parking space again. Marcus lowered the flame. The kitchen smelled of butter, machine oil, and old cedar. Your permit is valid. Denise said student vehicles make the neighborhood look temporary. She said that to you? Layla looked down. She said it near me. The music box clicked, released 2 clean notes, then tripped again. Marcus picked up a screwdriver. We don't let people rewrite rules because they learned how to smile. Then why do you keep paying the fines? Because arguing with a wall is easier when you own the receipts. He opened the kitchen drawer. Inside were folders, photos of the assigned sign, and an email approving Layla's space. He tapped the stack once. You keep everything, she said. I used to forget birthdays. For a moment, the house was rain, breakfast, and the cracked tune of a woman they still moved around carefully. Then a horn blared outside. Layla went to the window. A dark coupe idled across their assigned spot, angled over the white line though the lot was half empty. Tyler, she said. Marcus joined her. Tyler Whitaker leaned against the driver's door, laughing into his phone. Take the guest row, Marcus said. My pass is for that spot. I know. You told me not to let them make me smaller. I told you not to let them make you unsafe. Her eyes held a shine she refused to release. If I'm late, Dr. Harper moves my presentation. If she moves it, I miss the scholarship review. Marcus rinsed his hands. Ask once. Record the time. Call me if he refuses. You're not coming. I have a window job on Alder Street. Dad. I will come if you need me. The music box found the next note and played 4 seconds before the spring slipped. Layla reached over and closed the lid. I wish Mom were here, she said. Marcus's hand stopped on the towel. Outside, Tyler's horn sounded again. Layla slid the final notice under her folder so the red sticker disappeared and headed for the door. Marcus followed her to the porch. Layla. She turned with one hand on the railing. Your space is yours, he said, but you are worth more than a space. She nodded, then walked toward the lot with her shoulders squared too tightly. Marcus stayed under the porch roof until she reached the bottom path. His phone buzzed on the kitchen counter, but the sound was swallowed by the music box starting again, catching once more on that broken note. At 8:10, the clubhouse smelled of lemon polish and wet wool. Denise Whitaker pinned a fresh notice beneath the gold-framed words. Community standards keep us safe. Her cream blazer was spotless. Each thumbtack made her pearl bracelet click. Marcus came in with 3 HOA envelopes. "Good morning, Ms. Whitaker." She pressed the last tack before turning. "Mr. Reed, I wondered when you would appear. I'm here about my daughter's parking notices. Then you're here about non-compliance." Near the window, Ellen Morrow, 62, held a paperback open, though her eyes stayed on Marcus. He laid the envelopes on the counter. Layla's space was approved in writing. "Your daughter is not the homeowner. She is an approved resident. She is a college student. Temporary situations create confusion." Marcus opened the top notice. "This says her vehicle creates congestion. There were 11 empty spaces this morning." "That is not the point." Tyler Whitaker's laugh came from the hall. He wore a volunteer safety vest over a gray hoodie, sunglasses in his hair, keys spinning around one finger. "Mom, delivery guy's at the wrong entrance again." "Handle it politely," Denise said. Tyler saw Marcus. "Morning, window man. You fixing something here?" "Trying to." The side door opened, and a delivery driver in a brown jacket stepped in with 2 packages. Rain dotted his sleeves. His name tag read, "Ben Carter." "Delivery for clubhouse office." Tyler blocked him. "Vendors use the side entrance." "It's locked." "Then wait." Denise sighed. "Rules are posted for a reason." Marcus saw the boxes cutting into Ben's jacket. "I can hold the door." "No need," Denise said. "Residents are not staff." The room went still. Ben set the packages down. Ellen's page turned, but her finger had not moved. Marcus slid an approval email from his folder. Was there a policy change on student parking? Denise adjusted her bracelet. Click. "The board has discretion." Was there a vote? "You may submit questions in writing." "My daughter presents for a scholarship today. I'm asking because your son is parked across her space." Tyler leaned against the board. Maybe she should use guest overflow until she figures out if she belongs here. Ellen closed her book. Denise gave her one look. Ellen opened it again. Marcus placed the email on the counter. "This was signed by your office. Administrative errors happen. It is not an error because you dislike who uses the space." Tyler stopped spinning the keys. "Careful." Marcus turned. "With what?" "With your tone." The air vent clicked on, cold down Marcus's collar. Denise took the letter. "I will review it." "You can keep the copy." "I said I will review it." Tyler's phone buzzed. He glanced down. "She's at the spot." Marcus's hand closed around the empty envelopes. Denise smoothed her sleeve. "Perhaps this will resolve itself if your daughter learns how community expectations work." Marcus picked up his folder. "Community is not the same as control." For the first time, Denise's smile disappeared. Ben looked back from the office door. Ellen lowered the book into her lap. Marcus left, but through the glass he saw Tyler push off the wall and head toward the parking lot. Layla reached the lower lot at 418 with her presentation folder tucked beneath her coat. Rain had thinned to mist, but the pavement still shone like dark glass. Her assigned space, 27B, was blocked by Tyler's coupe, its back tire resting over the painted number. Tyler leaned against his hood, tapping on his phone. "You lost?" "That's my space." He did not look up. "It's a space." "My permit is for 27B." "Your permit says a lot of things." She opened her camera app. "It's 418. Visitor overflow doesn't start until 6. At the mailboxes, a woman slowed with envelopes in her hand. Above them, Mia Lopez stepped onto her balcony. Rain ticked from a gutter. Tyler's keys clicked against his belt. Tyler finally lifted his head. Did your dad send you with notes? No. I'm asking you to move your car. Ask nicer. I asked clearly. His smile spread. You people come into a place like this, and suddenly everything is about rights. Layla's thumb tightened around her keys. The metal teeth rang softly. Move the car, Tyler. The woman at the mailboxes shut her compartment and walked away. Tyler pushed off the hood. My mother can suspend resident privileges. For a parking space? For attitude. Mia's laundry basket lowered to the balcony floor. Inside Layla's folder were printed slides, recommendation letters, and the final page of her speech. I have a scholarship review, she said. Please. Tyler tilted his head. That almost sounded polite. He reached into his car, started the engine, then backed up 6 inches. The tire still covered part of the line. He grinned. There. Improvement. That doesn't help. Then maybe your little school thing isn't my emergency. Layla stepped closer to photograph the plate. Tyler came out fast enough that the driver's door snapped back on its hinge. Don't take pictures of my property. I'm documenting my assigned space. You're making trouble. I'm being late. Her voice cracked on the last word. Tyler looked toward the clubhouse, then back at the balconies. Everybody hear that? She wants special treatment because she can't park. I never said that, Layla said. You implied it. No. He moved closer, not touching. Close enough for her to smell mint gum and rain on his hoodie. Her keys shook once, a tiny silver chatter in her fist. Back up, she said. You back up. She lifted her phone. Tyler's hand shot toward the folder instead. He flicked the bottom edge, hard enough to knock it from under her arm. Papers burst loose and slapped the wet pavement. For 1 second, nobody moved. Then the first sheet slid toward the storm drain. My presentation, Layla whispered. Tyler's palms opened in fake surprise. You bumped me. Mia's voice came from above, small but clear. No, she didn't. Tyler looked up. Mind your business. Layla crouched, gathering pages before the ink ran. A title page stuck flat to a puddle, and when she lifted it, the words Community Trust blurred across her fingers. Tyler laughed, too loud for the small lot. Maybe now you'll learn to use guest parking. Layla pressed the wet papers to her chest. Her phone lay face down near 27B. The screen still recorded, its red dot blinking beside her shaking keys. Pick it up, Layla said, but the words came out thinner than she meant. Tyler looked at the pages spreading across the wet pavement. I didn't drop anything. Her phone kept recording beside 27B. Layla reached for it, but Tyler shifted his sneaker close to the screen. Move your foot. Say please. From the balcony, Mia held her phone chest high. Tyler, just move the car. You want a fine too? The clubhouse door opened. Denise Whitaker stepped out, bracelet tapping her black umbrella. What is happening here? He knocked my folder down, Layla said. Tyler laughed. She shoved into me. I did not. Denise looked past the papers to the phone. Why are you recording my son? Because he blocked my spot. Your tone is the problem. Water slid from Layla's hairline to her cheek. My tone? Tyler picked up one page and read the title. Community Trust and Public Responsibility. That's cute. Give it back. He let it fall face up in a puddle. A white van slowed near the entrance. Ben Carter watched through the windshield. A resident at the mailboxes turned away when Denise raised her chin. Layla reached again. Tyler stepped back. Careful, he said. You're acting unstable. Denise faced the windows. Layla Reed, I am formally warning you to leave this area until security arrives. This is where my car is supposed to be. This is where you're causing a disturbance. Layla checked the time. 4:27. Her review began at 5. Her speech was softening in her hands. She called Marcus. He answered on the second ring. Layla? She heard his shop, a drill stopping, rain ticking on metal. Dad, she said. The word broke before it reached the end. What happened? Tyler moved closer, lowering his voice. Tell him you started it. Layla backed against her car. Her heel struck the curb. Put me on speaker, Marcus said. She tapped the screen. Mr. Reed, Tyler called, suddenly bright. Your daughter's having a moment. Marcus ignored him. Layla, read me the nearest light pole number. What? The number. Her eyes found the pole near the mailboxes. L6. Good. Are you standing? Yes. Is anyone touching you? No? Tyler snorted. See? Nothing happened. Denise stepped nearer, umbrella shadowing Layla's shoes. Collect your daughter before this becomes a board matter. It already became one, Marcus said. Excuse me? Preserve all camera footage from 4:15 onward. You do not instruct this association. I'm making a record. Tyler's smile dropped. Come say that here. Traffic hissed beyond the gate, swallowing half the call. Dad, I can't. Layla stopped on a small, sharp inhale. Then the phone slipped against her coat. Marcus heard only rain, tires, and someone laughing too close. At Alder Street, he shut his toolbox, left the half-sealed window taped against the weather, and grabbed his keys. His customer called from the hallway. Everything all right? My daughter needs me. Marcus ran through the cold rain to his truck. Layla, I'm coming. Do not argue. Do not move toward him. Let the phone see everything. On the ground in Lot 27B, the screen faced the sky, connected, recording Tyler's shoes, Denise's umbrella, and Layla's papers sliding toward drain. Marcus's truck came through the gate at 4:38, wipers snapping across glass. He parked by the mailboxes and stepped into the rain. The lot smelled of wet leaves and rubber. Layla crouched beside the yellow line, pressing damp pages together. Layla. She looked up, and for 1 second her face changed before she swallowed it back. I'm okay. Marcus knelt beside her. Show me your hands. She opened them. Ink streaked her fingers blue. Her keys lay beside the phone, recording, trembling each time rain struck the screen. Tyler folded his arms. That's your emergency? Marcus picked up the phone and turned it toward the lot. Don't speak to my daughter. Denise's umbrella tilted. Mr. Reed, you will not come onto common property and issue commands. I live here. You lease here. Across the lot, Marcus saw Ellen Morrow behind her window, one hand on the slat. Mrs. Morrow, he called. You were at the mailboxes. Did you see how the folder fell? The blinds snapped down. Layla's shoulders dipped. Mia leaned over the balcony rail. I saw it. Denise looked up. Mia, I advise you not to involve yourself. I observed enough. Ben's delivery van stopped near the curb. He got out with his phone in his hand. I was pulling in when the papers hit the ground. Tyler pointed at him. You weren't even here. My dash camera was. Marcus helped Layla stand. Can you get in the truck? My presentation. We'll save what we can. I can't walk in with these. You can walk in with the truth. She pressed the ruined pages against her chest, and a corner tore. Denise stepped between them and the truck. Before anyone leaves, I'm contacting property security. Your daughter created a disturbance. Marcus looked at the black dome above the mailboxes. Its red light blinked steadily. Good. Preserve that footage. You keep saying preserve like you're in charge. No, I'm saying it because someone should. Tyler laughed, but it came late. You think a camera helps you? Mia called down. It shows you touching her folder. I didn't touch her. That isn't what I said. Marcus set his jacket around Layla's shoulders. The fabric was cold. Dad, people saw. I know. And nobody. I know. The unfinished words sat between them heavier than the water. Ben took 2 steps closer. Mr. Reed, I'll send you the file. Denise's voice sharpened. You will send nothing until the board reviews privacy rules. Ben stopped, but he did not put his phone away. Marcus turned toward the watching windows. If anyone else saw what happened, please stay. Say your name. No one moved. A kitchen light went out on the 2nd floor. Tyler leaned toward Layla. See? Nobody wants your version. Marcus moved 1 step, just enough to block him again. Back up. Or what? Or you will be asked twice in front of cameras. Denise reached into her purse. Glenn, this is Denise. I need you in lower resident parking. Now. Layla lifted her soaked folder. A page slipped free and stuck to Marcus's shoe. He peeled it off carefully. The sentence at the top was almost gone, but one word remained clear. Responsibility. Marcus placed it inside the folder, looked once at the blinking camera, and waited for security to arrive. Glenn Pierce rolled in on a golf cart, amber lights blinking in rain. He was big, 52, gray mustache tight, radio clipped high on his shoulder. His poncho said he had not hurried. He looked first at Denise, not at Layla. President Whitaker. Disturbance. Tyler smiled. Finally. Marcus held Layla's wet folder shut. Her space is blocked. Her papers were knocked down. Preserve the footage. Glenn glanced at the black dome above the mailboxes. Association property. Preserve it. That is all. Denise opened a leather binder. Mr. Reed has a history of violations. Layla lifted her head. What does that have to do with him? Pattern matters. Marcus pulled a clear folder from inside his jacket. Rain ticked against the plastic. Parking approval. Payment receipts. Your office email assigning 27B. Denise did not touch it. Administrative language can be misunderstood. It says approved. It says subject to standards. Tyler leaned against his coupe. They don't meet those. Glenn held out his palm. Let me see. Marcus gave him copies. Glenn read the first page, then the second. Denise's bracelet clicked once. Well? Tyler said. Glenn cleared his throat. Permit appears current. Denise turned slowly. Appears is the correct word. Layla wiped rain from her cheek. Then why am I being warned? Recording. Refusing to leave common property. Creating alarm. My assigned space is common property now? It always was. Marcus slid out another page. This notice was withdrawn after I provided photos. You come prepared for conflict. I come prepared because you keep sending envelopes. A gust pushed rain under the folder cover. Ink bled along the bottom of the approval letter. Marcus placed it on his truck hood and pressed both palms to the edges. Read the date, he said. Denise looked away. Glenn. The radio crackled. October 1st. And the assigned space? 27B. Tyler pushed off the car. She came at me. Tell them to leave. Glenn looked at Denise, waiting. The board can suspend access during a safety inquiry, Denise said. A safety inquiry into my daughter asking for her parking space? Into a confrontation you are prolonging. Ben raised his phone. I can show the start. No unauthorized video circulates from this property, Denise snapped. Mia called down. That sounds like you're afraid of it. Marcus lifted the wet approval. His thumb came away dark with ink. The words were readable. but rain softened their edges. Tyler laughed. Careful. Your evidence is melting. Layla reached for it. Marcus stopped her gently. Let it dry flat. Dad, they're not reading it. I know. Glenn shifted. For the first time, he looked at Layla. Miss Reed, you can file a written complaint. She is standing inside the complaint, Marcus said. Denise closed her binder. Glenn, escort them from the lower lot. Ben stepped forward. You can't remove them from their own parking area. Glenn's jaw worked, but his hand went to the radio. Marcus folded the smeared copy once. Inside his jacket, Andre's name lit the wet screen. He opened the passenger door. Layla, get in the truck. What about my space? Marcus answered the call. We tried the ordinary way, he said. Marcus kept the phone to his ear while Layla climbed into the truck. Rain hammered the roof until the cab felt smaller. The heater blew cold first, smelling of dust and wet vinyl. Layla sat with the ruined folder on her knees, both hands pressed flat over it, as if pressure could make the pages whole. Andre's voice came through low. Where are you? Willowbend, lower lot. Security is here. HOA president ordered us removed. Is Layla safe? Marcus looked at his daughter. Her college badge hung from a torn plastic loop. She held it against her chest. She is in my truck. No one is injured. Anyone blocking you from leaving? Not yet. Layla whispered. Dad, I can't go in like this. Marcus covered the phone. We can print again. My notes are gone. You know your work. I know they saw me on the ground. Outside, Denise spoke to Glenn beside the golf cart. Tyler stood in rain, smiling at Ben's raised phone. Andre said, If you're asking for official help, we do this clean. No threats, no favors. I know. Start time. Marcus closed his eyes for 1 second. 4:18. Tyler blocked her assigned space. 4:27, she called me. Her folder was on the ground. He claimed she caused it. Denise refused to preserve footage. Glenn read her permit and still prepared to remove us. Witnesses and video? Ben Carter, Mia Lopez, possibly Ellen Morrow's door camera, Layla's phone, Mia's phone, Ben's dash camera, and the mailbox camera. Do not surrender devices. Text me your location pin. Layla stared through the windshield. Who is it? Uncle Andre. Her fingers tightened on the badge. Don't make him come because of me. He's coming because of what happened. They'll say I called special people because I couldn't handle it. Marcus turned to her. The dashboard put a green line across her wet cheek. You handled it longer than most adults would. Her mouth moved, but no sound came. Then she bent over the folder, and her shoulders shook once, silently. Marcus wanted to open the door. He wanted Tyler's smile gone, Denise's binder closed, Glenn's radio silent. Instead, he set Layla's phone in the cup holder, recording through the windshield. Andre asked, What do you need? A lawful response, footage preserved, witnesses separated, someone outside the HOA chain. Rain filled the pause. All right, Andre said. I'll notify the county safety liaison and an investigator. I'll come in command capacity, not as your weapon. I'm not asking for one. I know. That's why I'm coming. A knock struck the driver's window. Glenn stood outside, water running from his poncho brim. Marcus lowered the glass 3 inches. Mr. Reed, President Whitaker wants you off the property pending review. Marcus held the phone where it could hear. On what written authority? Glenn blinked. Denise called from behind him. Do not play games. Please repeat the order and rule number, Marcus said. Glenn's radio crackled. He did not answer. Layla lifted the torn badge from her chest and laid it on the dashboard. Her name was readable, but the college seal had split in half. Marcus sent Andre the location pin. The message changed from sending to delivered. Then a new text appeared. Stay where you are. The message glowed between the vents. Stay where you are. Layla read it twice, then looked through the rain-streaked windshield. Tyler stood under Denise's umbrella, laughing, while Glenn Pierce waited beside the golf cart with his radio in his hand. Uncle Andre can really come? Layla asked. If the situation fits his office. This is a parking lot. Marcus watched the black dome over the mailboxes. It became more when they refused to preserve what happened. His phone rang. Andre's name filled the screen. Marcus put it on speaker. County Safety Liaison has been notified, Andre said. Investigator Rachel Sloan is on her way. Do not surrender phones. Do not send originals around. And Marcus? Yes. No arguing with the son. I've barely spoken to him. Keep barely. Layla leaned toward the phone. Uncle Andre? His voice changed, not soft, but steadier. I'm here, Lee. I'm supposed to present at 5. Email Dr. Harper. Documented residence incident. Ask for a remote hold. Attach nothing yet. A remote hold? It sounds better than I'm trapped in a nightmare. Marcus handed her the small notepad. Draft it first. Outside, Ben Carter walked to his van with his phone under his jacket. Denise pointed at him. He stopped and raised the screen to show a progress bar. Mia Lopez came down from the balcony in a yellow raincoat. Denise met her at the mailboxes. Mia, stop recording and return upstairs. I already recorded what mattered. That violates privacy rules. It shows a common parking area. Tyler stepped closer. You want trouble over them? Mia looked past him to Layla. I should have spoken when it happened. Glenn's radio crackled. Unit 2 to base. Confirm lower lot request? Denise took the radio from his hand. Stand by. Andre's voice came from the speaker. Did she just take the guard's radio? Yes. Say it clearly. Marcus turned the phone toward the windshield. Denise Whitaker took Glenn Pierce's radio at approximately 4:49. Layla typed with stiff fingers, then stopped. What if Dr. Harper says no? Then you still asked like someone who belongs in that room. She sent it. The badge lay beside the phone, its split seal catching the dashboard light. Ben's progress bar completed. He pointed to Marcus, then to his chest, then to the van camera. Marcus gave one small nod. Tell him to keep the original, Andre said. We'll collect it properly. Across the lot, Ellen Morrow's blinds opened a finger's width. A black doorbell camera glinted beside her porch frame. Ellen stood behind the glass in a blue sweater, one hand covering her mouth. Layla saw her. She has it. No, she saw the beginning. Marcus lowered the window 3 inches. Cold rain blew into the cab. Mrs. Morrow, he called. If your camera caught the start, please don't delete it. Denise spun around. Ellen, close your door. For a long second, nothing moved except rainwater running down the truck window. Then Ellen's hand dropped from her mouth. Marcus's phone vibrated again. 10 minutes? Investigator with me. Layla read the message. She placed the torn college badge inside the wet folder instead of against her chest. Across the lot, Ellen opened her door 1 inch. Ellen opened her door only far enough for one eye and one hand. Rain dripped from the gutter above her porch, ticking into the flower pot. Inside, a television flickered blue. Mrs. Morrow, Marcus called through the cracked truck window. Keep the file. Denise moved fast. Her umbrella snapped shut, spilling water over her sleeve. Ellen, do not involve yourself in a resident dispute. Ellen's fingers tightened on the door edge. I saw the folder. You saw confusion. I saw his hand. Tyler's head jerked toward her. You didn't see anything. Mia came around the mailbox cluster, phone held low. I saw it too. Denise pointed at the device. That phone is evidence of a violation. It's evidence of what happened, Mia said. Glenn Pierce shifted beside the golf cart. President Whitaker, maybe we should wait for outsiders to misunderstand our rules? Denise said. Marcus heard Layla's breath catch. Her email to Dr. Harper showed sent, but no answer had come. The torn badge lay inside the wet folder. Ben Carter stepped out of his van, phone in a clear delivery sleeve. Dash file is backed up, he said. Timestamp starts before I turned in. Tyler stepped toward him. Delete it. No. Denise's bracelet clicked against her umbrella. Vendors who record residents can be barred from Willowbend. Ben looked at Layla through the windshield. Then bar me after you watch it. A window opened on the second floor. Someone whispered, Is County really coming? Denise heard it. Her face changed enough for Marcus to see control slip. She turned toward the clubhouse. Everyone inside. Boardroom. Now. No, Marcus said. The word was quiet. It stopped Glenn's hand on the golf cart key. Denise turned back. Excuse me? Witnesses stay separated. You do not run procedure here. Neither do you once evidence is contested. Mia's phone vibrated. Upload complete. Tyler reached for it. Mia stepped behind the mailbox post, and Glenn finally moved between them. Tyler, Glenn said. Don't. Now you're guarding them? I'm keeping hands off devices. The rain eased, leaving the lot suddenly too quiet. Ellen opened her door another inch. I didn't know it recorded that far, she said. The camera catches the mailboxes and part of 27B. Denise stared at her. Ellen. My grandson installed it after those package thefts. That footage belongs to you, Marcus said. Only give it to the investigator. Ellen swallowed. Will I get fined? No one answered quickly enough. Layla opened the truck door. Marcus turned, but she was already stepping down, wet folder under one arm, split badge in her hand. Mrs. Morrow, she said, voice rough. I'm not asking you to fight them. Just don't erase me. Ellen looked at Denise, then at Tyler, then at Layla, standing in the rain with half a college seal in her hand. I won't, she said. The clubhouse door banged. Glenn's radio crackled from where Denise still held it. County unit approaching Willowbend Gate. Denise looked down at the radio as if it had betrayed her. Marcus stepped beside Layla, not in front of her this time. Across the lot, 3 phones, 1 dash camera, 1 doorbell camera, and the mailbox dome kept their red lights burning. The county SUV stopped at the Willowbend Gate at 5:02. No one in the lower lot spoke. Tires moved through a puddle, slow enough for everyone to hear the water fold under them. A plain, dark sedan followed. No sirens. No show. Is that him? Layla asked, her shoulder tight against Marcus. Yes. Andre Reed stepped out first, 46, broad-shouldered in a dark command jacket with a county safety patch. Rain dotted his close-cropped hair. His eyes went to Layla. Marcus did not smile. He only took the jacket from his own shoulders and set it more firmly around his daughter. Andre saw it, and something passed between the brothers without a word. A woman exited the sedan with a tablet in a waterproof sleeve. Rachel Sloan, county safety investigator, she said. Property security lead? Glenn raised one hand. Glenn Pierce. Who has your radio? Glenn looked at Denise. Denise handed it back. I was coordinating. Rachel made a note. Please don't touch his equipment again. Tyler laughed once. Nobody joined him. Denise lifted her chin. This is an internal HOA matter. Andre turned to her. Then follow procedure. I don't answer to SWAT. I'm asking you to preserve evidence involving possible witness intimidation and removal of residents from assigned access. The word residents landed harder than a shout. Rachel looked toward Tyler. No group interviews. Mr. Pierce, separate witnesses. Do not move them into the clubhouse together. The boardroom is where we handle complaints, Denise said. Not this one. Mia exhaled near the mailboxes. Ben lowered his phone but kept it in his hand. Ellen stood on her porch. Tyler pointed at Marcus. He called his brother to scare us. Andre's face did not change. Mr. Whitaker, speak when Investigator Sloan asks you a question. You can't order me around. No, but she can document non-cooperation. Rachel tapped her tablet. Full name and role? Tyler looked at his mother. Answer, Denise whispered. Tyler Whitaker, Volunteer Safety Coordinator. Written appointment? My mother approved it. Rachel wrote that down too. Layla shifted the wet folder under her arm. A page inside sagged, heavy with rain. Rachel turned to her. Ms. Reed, can you speak briefly? Layla's mouth opened, then closed. Marcus leaned close. Only if you want to. She nodded. I want to, but I have a scholarship presentation. Rachel checked the time. We'll keep this statement short. Your education matter is noted. Layla looked down at the split badge in her hand like it had become real again. Denise tried once more. Residents cannot weaponize outside connections whenever they dislike enforcement. Andre's gaze moved to the mailbox camera. The camera was here before I was. Ben said, So was my dash cam. Mia added, So was mine. Ellen's voice came small from the porch. And mine. The rain had nearly stopped. Water dripped onto the painted number 27B. Rachel pointed across the lot. Ms. Lopez, near the mailboxes. Mr. Carter, by your van. Mrs. Morrow, keep your recording device available. Mr. Pierce, with me first. Glenn swallowed. Yes, ma'am. Tyler stepped toward Denise. Mom? But Denise was watching the mailbox camera, and she had nothing ready to say. Rachel Sloan chose the small conference room instead of the board hall. Door stays open, she said. The room smelled of old coffee, wet carpet, and toner. Denise sat with her binder closed. Tyler stood behind her chair until Rachel pointed to the seat across from Marcus. Separate. He's my son, Denise said, and a subject of this complaint. Tyler dragged a chair back so hard its legs screamed on tile. Layla flinched. Marcus placed the wet folder on a towel Ben had taken from his van. Nathan Brooks arrived at 519, Council for Management. I was told there was a resident access dispute. You were told too little, Rachel said. Andre stayed near the open door. I'm here for safety procedure only. Denise opened her binder. Then you should know the Reeds have fines. Marcus slid the approval email across the table. Start with today. Rachel connected Mia's phone to the screen. The first video appeared shaky with rain. Layla stood beside 27B, asking Tyler to move the car. On the screen, Tyler's hand flicked the folder. Papers burst outward. The wet pages in the real folder made a soft sound under Layla's fingers. Tyler leaned forward. That angle makes it look... Rachel paused the video. It shows your hand contacting the folder. I didn't mean for it to fall. That is different from your earlier statement. Denise's bracelet clicked once, then stopped. Rachel played Ben's dash camera next, the coupe across the number, Tyler stepping close, Denise speaking to Layla before asking any question. Ellen's doorbell file followed, grainy but clear. Ellen stood in the doorway. I thought if I stayed out, it would pass. Layla did not turn around. It didn't. Rachel tapped the timeline. 4:18, blocked assigned space. 4:24, contact with documents. 4:27, call to parent. 4:39, security arrives. 4:46, guard reads current permit. 4:49, board president takes guard radio. Glenn stared at the table. Denise said, I was preventing disorder. By refusing to preserve footage? I wanted the board to review privacy concerns. Rachel turned the screen toward her. The paused frame showed Layla crouched in the rain, papers sliding across asphalt. The reflection sat in glass before Denise's face. Nathan removed his glasses. Were prior complaints against the Reeds reviewed by the board? Some were administrative. Were they entered into the resident portal? I handle many matters offline. Rachel wrote that down. Marcus finally spoke. My daughter's presentation was at 5. Dr. Harper's email chimed on Layla's phone. She read it, then passed it to Marcus. Remote hold approved. Submit statement by 6. Marcus nodded once. You still have a room? Layla closed her fingers around the split badge. Rachel faced Tyler. Who trained you as volunteer safety coordinator? My mom didn't need to train me to recognize attitude. The doorway pulled cold air through the room. Andre's voice came from behind them. Investigator, I recommend suspension of volunteer authority pending review. Denise stood. This association will not be embarrassed by outsiders. Nathan looked at the screen. Ms. Whitaker, embarrassment is no longer the risk. Nathan Brooks did not sit again. He stood beside the frozen image of Layla in the rain and asked Denise for the complaint log. His voice had lost the warmth he carried through the door. Denise closed her binder. That file requires board authorization. I represent the management company, Nathan said. Open it. Rachel Sloan looked at Tyler. Do not interrupt. Glenn Pierce brought in the security laptop. Its fan hummed on the table. When he logged in, archived complaints filled the screen. Marcus saw names he knew only from mailboxes. Alvarez, Kahn, Miller, Carter. Beside them were phrases like vendor misconduct, parking abuse, resident tone. Layla leaned closer. Those are all against renters? Mostly, Glenn said. Rachel opened one file. No witness notes. Another named a camera, but the video link showed deleted by administrator. A third described Tyler ordering a driver outside the gate during a storm. Ben stared from the doorway. That was me. Denise's bracelet made no sound now. Nathan clicked through the list. Why were these not escalated? They were nuisance reports. Residents alleging intimidation are not nuisance reports. Ellen Morrow stood outside with an envelope pressed to her sweater. Marcus noticed first. Mrs. Morrow. She stepped in. I kept copies, she said. After the Morales boy moved out. After the nurse in Unit 12. After Mr. Carter's first complaint. Denise stared at her. Ellen. Ellen placed the envelope in front of Marcus. The corners were soft from being handled too many times. I should have brought them sooner. Layla's voice came small. Why didn't anyone? Ellen's eyes stayed on the table. Because it was easier to tell ourselves it wasn't our turn. No one answered. The coffee machine in the hall clicked, heating nothing. Rachel took the envelope. Inside were emails, warning stickers, notes, and a USB drive taped to an index card. Lower lot, April 9th. Tyler pushed back his chair. You people are acting like I run this place. Rachel looked at him. You acted as if you did. Nathan faced Denise. Effective immediately, Mr. Whitaker is barred from volunteer security, and may not enter resident lots without escort approval until review is complete. My son lives here, Denise said. He may access his residence, not enforcement areas. Tyler's mouth opened. Mom? Denise's face tightened. Rachel turned to Glenn. You read a valid permit and still prepared to remove the resident. Who instructed you? Glenn swallowed. Rainwater dripped from his poncho onto the tile. President Whitaker. Did you question it? He looked at Layla, then at the wet folder. Not enough. Nathan wrote on his legal pad. Mr. Pierce is suspended from active HOA security pending management review. Glenn nodded once. Marcus opened the envelope. On top was a photograph of a notice taped crookedly to his own door. Someone had written in red pen, "Watch this family." Layla stopped breathing for a second. Marcus slid the photo face down. My daughter is not a case file. Rachel's pen paused. No, she said. She is a person, and this is no longer a parking complaint. Outside, the wet pavement of 27B reflected the clubhouse lights like a warning nobody could ignore anymore. At 9:03 the next morning, the clubhouse boardroom looked stripped bare. The framed slogan had been taken off the wall. In its place, Nathan Brooks taped a white sheet over the old fine schedule. The paper curled at the corners, but the black marker held firm. Evidence retention. Conflict disclosure. Independent appeals. Marcus stood near the back with coffee cooling in his hand. Layla sat beside him in a borrowed navy jacket, slides on her lap. The split badge rested in her pocket, the broken seal showing through plastic. Rachel Sloan faced the board. Camera footage will be stored off-site for 90 days after any complaint. No board officer may manage a case involving family. Security staff report to management, not a volunteer or resident. A man in a sweater lifted his hand. Can we vote to delay implementation? Andre stood by the door. You can vote on permanent language. You cannot delay preservation of evidence. Nathan added, Management has accepted that requirement. Denise was not in the room. Her nameplate had been removed, leaving a pale rectangle on the table. Ellen Morrow sat 2 rows ahead, hands closed around an envelope. During recess, she came to Marcus. I wrote a statement, she said. Marcus took it, but did not open it. Thank you. It doesn't fix what I didn't do. No. The answer did not punish her or rescue her. Layla's phone buzzed. She read the message and stood so quickly, one slide fell. What is it? Marcus asked. Dr. Harper moved the review to 11:30. She said I can present from the community room. Nathan looked up. We can clear the room. Layla shook her head. No, I'll use this one. You sure? I'm tired of leaving rooms because someone else made them ugly. At 11:29, the board table became a desk. Andre stepped into the hall. Rachel muted her tablet. Nathan took down the policy sheet so the camera would show a plain wall. Layla stood behind the laptop. Her fingers trembled once on the trackpad. Marcus saw it. A woman's voice came through the speakers. Miss Reed, we're ready. Layla lifted her chin. Good morning, Dr. Harper. My project is about community responsibility and how rules lose meaning when accountability is treated like an inconvenience. She did not mention Tyler. She did not mention Rain. But when she spoke about witnesses, her eyes moved once to Ellen. When she spoke about documentation, Ben stood in the doorway with his cap in both hands. When she spoke about power, Andre's jaw tightened and eased. The final slide showed a diagram. Complaint, evidence, review, appeal. Safety, Layla said, cannot depend on whether the person holding power likes you. The room stayed still after she finished. Then Dr. Harper's voice returned. Ms. Reed, Please remain available for final questions. Your composure is part of your argument. Layla lowered her eyes, not to hide, but to breathe. Marcus set the old music box on the table. Before sunrise, he had fixed the slipped tooth in the spring. "Dad," she whispered, "only if you want it." She touched the lid. The tune came out clean and steady. Outside, workers removed Denise's reserved parking sign. The metal screws dropped into a plastic cup, sharp enough for everyone in the room to hear. 3 months later, the lower lot at Willowbend had new cameras, but the red lights no longer felt like warnings. They blinked above the mailboxes, above the clubhouse door, and beside the maple tree over Space 27B, connected to an archive the HOA board could not touch. A sign beneath them read, "Footage preserved for review." Layla stood under that sign with a scholarship folder against her coat. The morning was cold enough to turn her breath white. A dry maple leaf lay on the painted number. "You ready?" Marcus asked. She bent, picked up the leaf, and slid it into her notebook. "I don't know, but I'm here." He nodded. "That counts." Across the lot, Ellen Morrow waited near the mailboxes with an envelope. She no longer watched from behind blinds. Every Thursday, she helped residents file complaints into the portal. "I brought the statement copies," Ellen said. Layla took them. "Thank you." Ellen's mouth tightened. "I should have opened the door sooner." Layla did not rush to forgive her. She only said, "You opened it." The public report came out the following week, 67 pages with no dramatic language. Denise Whitaker had been removed from the HOA presidency and barred from enforcement committees for 7 years. Tyler Whitaker entered a diversion agreement, accountability training, and a no-contact order involving the Reeds. Glenn Pierce lost his supervisory contract and returned months later after certification. No one cheered when Nathan Brooks read the findings. Ben Carter stood near the back, cap in hand, while Mia Lopez held the printed report like it might disappear if she loosened her grip. "Deleted footage," Nathan said. "Unlogged complaints. Family conflict of interest. Removal threats. Vendor intimidation." Denise sat in the second row, no bracelet clicking now, her hands folded too tightly. Tyler stared at the floor. When residents lined up to speak, neither interrupted. Andre spoke last, not as Marcus's brother, but as county liaison. "Security is a public trust, even on private pavement." Then he stepped aside and let the residents vote. The new rules passed by every raised hand except 2. By spring, 27B was just a parking space again. Layla drove in after class, parked straight between the lines, and sat before turning the engine off. Her scholarship badge hung from the mirror in a new plastic sleeve. The old split badge stayed in her notebook beside the maple leaf. Inside their kitchen, the music box waited on the table. Marcus had polished the scratched lid, but left one dent near the hinge. Layla set her books down and opened it. The melody started clean. No skip tooth. No broken note. Marcus poured coffee and turned her mug handle toward her the way he always did. On the counter lay Willowbend's first oversight report, signed by Rachel Sloan, Nathan Brooks, and 3 residents once afraid to give their names. Layla listened until the tune finished. "Mom would have liked that it still has the dent," she said. Marcus looked at the box, then out the window toward the lot where the maple branches moved in soft wind. She knew some things only get stronger after you stop hiding the crack. That evening, as the last light crossed the kitchen floor, Layla pressed the dry maple leaf flat between 2 pages of her notebook. Outside, no one lowered the blinds. The music played once, then rested. If this story reminded you of a moment when someone stayed silent, spoke too late, or finally chose to tell the truth, share it in the comments. Someone reading your words may feel less alone. Share this story with a person who still believes dignity matters, even when power tries to make it small. And subscribe for more stories about justice, quiet resilience, and the kind of systemic change that begins when ordinary people stop looking away. Not every victory arrives with applause. Sometimes it arrives as a new rule, an open door, a preserved recording, or one person standing beside another when it counts.